Okay, I'm at the Power Revive gym in Bali. If you have a compromised posture in the form of scoliosis or kyphosis, even lordosis, any extra abnormal curve in your spine, this is the workout for you. We go into exercises that are going to help you unravel and align and fortify your best posture. If your posture has been compromised with an extra curve, it's on you to listen, to connect to your body, to connect your neuro, your muscular, your fascia, that spider web that we have through the body, and the skeleton, your neuro, muscular, fascial, skeleton system that you are the creator of. And you can build awareness, you can practice awareness with workouts like this to become the creator and the sculptor of your own body. Your best posture is your responsibility and yours alone. Let's dive straight into a workout which is full of a lot of alignment, a lot of back, a lot of pulling. You're gonna love this one. I feel amazing.
Okay, we're gonna start off here with something called T3 raises. This is something I've just learned how to do, so my form is not perfect on this one, but I can walk you through what the goal here is. We're leaning forward at a 45-degree angle, our knees are slightly bent. And what I'm doing with my straight arm is that I'm sliding my shoulder blade back in towards my spine, not up towards my neck and my ear. I'm sliding it directly back so I get my arm further out, slide it back, slide the shoulder blade back towards the spine, and then I lift. Now you might want to do this with a very light weight to start with, even no weight. If you have kyphosis especially, this is going to be a big challenge. Start with no weight or little weight, and then work up from there. You're going to feel a lot going on here. This is one of those areas that gets very tight and restricted when we do have that forward neck, tech neck kyphosis going on. Be sure to keep a straight arm here. The upper body is straight, so I'm not bending forward, I'm hinging forward at the hip, and make sure to get that slide of the shoulder blade right there before you start raising up. And what you want to raise up over the ear. That's the goal here, is to raise the weight above the ear. This is one you do want to film yourself. As I'm seeing here, I'm actually bending the elbow slightly there. I want to keep that straight, and I want to be sliding the shoulder blade a bit back more towards the spine, and then instead of going a little bit up. So that's the T3 raise. I'm definitely going to be doing more of these in the future. I loved how this felt. Okay, pull-ups. This is obviously extremely challenging to do for many people, especially if you have an 85-degree structural curve in your T10 vertebrae like I do. So it takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of consistency to work towards this. And even when I get gains on this, if I don't repeat it consistently, I can drop off in gains here. I'm really looking to activate my entire posterior chain from the back of my head all the way down through the back of my heels to my toes, as well as up the front. Those two chains should be staying pretty static. I've still got some slight movement there, but really I want to be bringing that nice straight movement, having as little movement as possible throughout the body there for good form. The more form, the more you're paying attention to the form, the more elongation you get. Depending on how you breathe as well, there's always some little detail to add in here that's going to change it dramatically for you. When I first did pull-ups, like when I first started taking my posture seriously, I couldn't even imagine that this was possible. So the fact that I'm here now, I'm grateful for that. It's a process of dropping the ego and going to where you're at and working from there. So use assistance wherever you need to. You can use a lower bar and actually practice with your feet on the ground and just practice that range of motion that happens. And don't rush through the movement just to get the movement. Practice the good form and be aware of how that good form is creating elongation and alignment in your body. You'll notice I'm not chasing reps and trying to do the most amount of pull-ups I can, like not kind of paying attention to my form. I'm paying attention to my form. So here I'm modifying the pull-up, and I'm going to be extending the spine. So as in someone's dropping ice down my back, I'm really going to be opening up the spine and opening up my rib cage at the back, but at the same time keeping the front of my rib cage tucked in so it's not flaring. This is a very delicate balance of mind-body connection. This is okay for now, but I would like to get that much higher. I would like to get that sternum, my chest, to the bar. I know I'll get there with time and patience. This angle is literally the opposite of my hyper-kyphosis. So it's extremely challenging. And I'm using here a resistance band on one foot so that I can practice that range of motion. So I can start building that pathway. This is how it's done. Find a training wheel, whether it's a resistance band or one of those machines where you can put your knees and it takes off some of the weight. Just practice going through that movement, getting your body feeling safe and strong and aligned during that range of motion. I am currently working towards a muscle up where I pull myself up and over the bar. This type of sternum pull-up is actually great for practicing that, because that's the first step of the pull-up, is getting that sternum nice up and high and close to the bar. At the upper end of this range of motion, it feels like I'm hitting a brick wall, like I don't have that mobility there, and that's due to that hyperkyphosis. But I know with time, I know with practice, I know with activating more and more of the muscles required for this movement, I'm going to be able to get closer and closer. And part of the reason I make these videos is that you can see what's possible. Because when you see what's possible, you know that you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And so just your belief that you're able to do this is going to help you on your journey. So here I'm setting up for a pendulum swing, and I've got two 5-kilogram dumbbells, and I was setting up, and I realized at this lower part of the range, holding the weights like this, that I was feeling some tension. So just with a gentle swing, I started exploring, right? Because in these workouts, when I identify there's tension somewhere, I want to go towards it. I don't want to just ignore it and just try to power through it. I want to get to know it. I want to pay attention, find where it is, and so I'm shifting the weight forward and back, exploring and understanding that tension, and releasing it through the breath, releasing it through movement, releasing it through that ability to be able to tension, activate a part of the body, and then let go of a part of the body. And each different angle that I'm holding these weights is changing the tensegrity of my myofascial musculoskeletal system. Just like a suspension bridge, when you change the pillars or the weights of the bridge, those cables along the bridge are going to change as you move the pillars. So that's essentially what this whole movement is doing. This pendulum swing is amazing. Feel the weight of those dumbbells like a pendulum in a grandfather clock, and allow your body to feel through those movements. At the upper part here, it's as if you're going to slam down a ball, or you're going to slam a rock on the ground. That movement there is generating force at that fully extended part. And here I think I had an absolute banger going on in the headphones, and I started getting really carried away because I was really enjoying this one. This is really dialing in the ability to activate your entire chain of force through the front. With scoliosis or kyphosis, sometimes you have a break in that chain, or it's like the chain isn't firing correctly together at the same time. So what this does is trains it all to work at the same time, and I was getting really carried away with it here. But it's exciting to feel changes in your body, and changes that make you more aligned and more powerful, and you literally feel your entire body working together better in new ways. Now let's move on to some shoulder presses. I'm really enjoying going for high volume, maximum reps on this movement, as opposed to trying to load heavier and heavier. This does challenge the lower back, so start light, understand where you're at. Don't overdo this one. You could go too hard too soon, on your lower back as you're kind of building your structure here. So start easier with this one, but I've been doing this enough to feel comfortable going for this, making sure my feet are engaged, my pelvis is lined up, my lower abdominal core is engaged as well. I'm not creating too much excessive lordosis. Occasionally, shifting the movement to kind of iron out the wrinkles. Sometimes you kind of get going in this movement and you notice tensions, and those tensions, in my case, come from compensations for my old posture. And so when I feel that tension building up, I have to kind of move and release that in order for me to continue kind of building in a new, healthier pattern here. Now, I think I've done. So give these ones a go. You might notice that this is a exercise for the mind just as it is for the shoulders. Getting into some tricep dips here, pretty basic, but making sure that I'm pushing from my ideal posture, not my compensated posture. When we have a collapse happening like scoliosis or kyphosis, our body creates kind of this compensated chain of strength, and we use that to do a lot of things without, awareness. So on movements, especially like this one, where you have the opportunity to activate and engage the right ones and let the other ones go, and you can really feel them letting go, because if they're relaxed, you're going to feel them stretch. They're usually tense and tight because they're working when they don't need to. I like ways to work the triceps that also work the entire chain. So with this bent knee position, I'm elongating my myofascial bands on both sides. And here, I think as I was setting up again, I realized I had some tension in there. And so I went towards that tension and shook it out. And I got a great little click of alignment when I did that little wriggle, right? When we feel that tension building up, you can attune yourself to what your body needs to release it. There's a build up, and then with that right movement, with that right alignment, you'll feel that click and everything goes into place. So this movement is one of my favorite ways to do triceps. I'm using 2 different ropes here, wriggling into alignment as we get set. And this creates, again, tensegrity that creates elongation and alignment through the back. Make sure that you're bracing your lower abdominals, you're extending your mid-upper thoracic. I'm doing some variations here where one arm at a time, you'll see I'm staggering my legs and then doing one arm at a time, keeping my pelvis and hips square. Watching out for parts of my body that are tense that shouldn't be tense in this position. Another variation, squatting down deeper, again, extending and elongating the myofascial bands. And then finally this one, which is a bit more of a standard tricep push down, activating the glutes, the lower abs, extending that mid-thoracic, feeling the elongation through the back of the head. I really recommend doing this kind of thing with 2 ropes like this, because it gives you extra length in the rope to be able to get that range of motion in a bit more of a natural way when you're doing this push down. So I did a bunch more of those because I was really liking those. And then here we've got the upright row. I'm using the ropes again, just because I liked how I could get kind of like a false grip on the rope, which just feels nicer when you're really using the fascial lines in your body. You'll notice that the different grip does a lot of different things, and it sends alignment throughout your body in different ways when you grip it differently. So experiment with different grips. I like the ropes here, keeping it pretty tight in the core all the way up, feeling again that extension that happens in the mid thoracic when I'm up at the upper part of this row. This movement is similar to a face pull, which is essentially this kind of movement, but coming more horizontal at you as opposed to from the ground. In terms of how much of these things that I'm doing, I'm really focusing on sending a signal to my body. I'm sending a signal, I'm making a statement to my body that this range of motion is something that I would like to claim a new level of strength. And if I get to that new level and I just glimpse it, I just graze past it. I just give it 1 second of like that new strength. It's not really making a statement. I want to get into that new level of strength, and I want to maintain myself there. I want to claim it. I want to signal to my body, listen, I'm holding this position. I'm doing this movement because I want this new level. I claim this new level of strength. I mean, we can get more detailed into time under tension and reps and sets and reverse pyramid training and all this kind of things. But ultimately, in these sessions, we want to send a signal that, hey, buddy, it's time to change. And when you do that with attention, with focus, with presence, with that mind-muscle connection, your body listens. And when you recover, it will recover stronger. And when you come back, you'll feel the difference. You'll feel the new strength. Okay, finishing up here with a 30-second sprint. I think I was walking for about a minute. I did some beach walking later this day as well. So, I'm aiming for those 10,000 steps, although here it's harder to do when I get around everywhere on a scooter. So I'm taking advantage of the sunset to get some steps in on the beach. There's something about these all-out sprints. It activates that primal hunting energy in the body. And so that full-on sprint, the heart rate goes, the breathing is going, and the entire body is just working together beyond the range of thought, of thinking of how you're moving each particular muscle. It's like, okay, we're all working together. We're all on a mission here. Everything's coordinated. So the sprinting is just a great way to bring everything into alignment. Every sprint that I'm doing feels different now because of these workouts and the changes that are happening in my body. I'm feeling like I'm sprinting with a completely new body each time.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that one. If you haven't already, get into posturedojo.com. I give you a 12-week psychosomatic protocol to holistically correct your posture and build your best looking, best feeling self. It's doable. You can do it. If I can do it, anyone can do it. Join posturedojo.com to unlock the Heightmaxxing protocol for free using our engagement reward system. This is a long journey onwards and upwards, and the support of a community will keep you on track. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one.